Hello everyone, Manlytear here with the Divinity Original Sin Definitive Edition or Enhanced Edition guide regarding the gift bag features added, because this game is getting some tractions ever since the Divinity trailer dropped, which was absolute peak in my opinion, and I cannot wait to see it happen. And I'm glad Larian's previous games are receiving some attention. I played Divinity 1 once and 2 once right after my BG free run, my first run about a year and a half ago, and I'm currently doing Divinity 2 playthrough right now, streaming on Twitch and on YouTube, posting shorts and all that jazz. If any of you wants to come visit, links in my bio. Anyway, on this video I want to touch on the gift bag feature that were added with the Enhanced Edition. Now, I've never played this game without the Enhanced Edition, and I've also been rocking some mods. I have some of them here, like Crafting Overhaul. This makes a pretty complicated crafting system, far beyond BG3, already more complicated, but it also allows you to customize gear to your liking. But we're not gonna touch on this. We're gonna touch on the gift bag. So yeah, let's get to it. Which gift bag should you enable, which gift bag you shouldn't? I recommend using most of these. These are quality of life features added in the Enhanced Edition, but you could treat them, or the game treats them, as some kind of official mods. And mods in this game disable achievements. If you want to know which of these are worth enabling and which of these aren't, this basically makes it so that when you rest on a bed, you'll recover source points. Now, personally, I used this on my first run. This is my second run, and I found this a bit OP, because source is supposed to be this resource every living being has, and there's a sacrifice to using your strongest abilities. You're basically using resources drained from a living being, whether they're villains or regular citizens. You can totally become the things the Magisters are afraid about. So it has this kind of moral alignment to it. You can use great power, but you have to drain it from whoever you can. So personally, I'll leave it off, unless if you can recharge it through various cheesy means anyway, then I might as well enable it, but I'll see that in the further acts. This is useful. It increases the base maximum action point, so you can actually wait with the character more. You can enable it. I don't need it because I'm running duo lone wolf. If you're running a full party, I recommend enabling this. Herb gardens, you can grow your own herbs. Enable it. It can bug out a bit. I used it for a bit, grown some herbs. Now I can't use it anymore. Oh well. 9 lives. This actually lets you have a black cat companion, and you know me, I love my kitties. Now she could stay like this for like probably 5 whole minutes or 10 if I keep petting her.
They say cats have 9 lives. Truth we have many more than that.
Oh yes. She'll obviously get killed a lot in combat, but you can just resummon her. First you summon her regularly, but you don't care about this one. And you'll get this item. Give this item to whatever character you want. And this is the true cat. Also, she will not level automatically. She needs to die first or get resummoned if she's to level. She can, she can be useful in combat like a mini companion. She'll absorb an attack or 2, maybe 3. Damage won't do much. You can use a bedroll to resurrect allies. I think this is too OP. It would make resurrection scrolls pointless. I don't want to use a mechanic that makes other mechanics of the game pointless. That's bad balance in my opinion. So obviously it's a choice. I prefer not to use it. You decide. Animal empathy. Now there's also a mod for this, free pet pal, but I guess it wasn't needed because the devs themselves added the equivalent. It's a persistent one. All the persistent changes, they give you a warning when you activate them. You can't disable them per playthrough. You need to start another playthrough without them. So once you enable them, they're there to stay. I highly recommend this. This is a quality of life feature. You're gonna miss a lot of content, a lot of funny dialogues, just because you're not able to talk to animals. Larian does a lot of this. You're gonna be talking to rats, just like in BG3. In BG3, you have it through potions or an easily acquired skill. Here you'd have to spend a precious talent point. So I would rather have this. Combat Randomizer. Well, no, let's go through Hagglers first. Pure quality of life. This is basically, BG3 has it by default. If you have the Hagglers talent or civil skill, it will be applied to all your party. Now this one basically should be treated like a pseudo extra challenge mode that I have now. Because this basically adds the equivalent of mini legendary actions. Maybe Larian inspired themselves to add the legendary actions in honor mode from this thing. The combat randomizer. As I talked about it on my Discord, they don't change the encounters themselves. Those are still vanilla, obviously, because the game has a certain flow, a certain story to it. Doesn't change exactly everything you know about combat, but it can drastically influence some encounters. Basically, it adds these buffs to enemies that they wouldn't otherwise have. Things like Aura Phase A, Phase B. Phase A reduces melee damage of nearby targets. Phase B can freaking reflect your projectiles back at you. Not all projectiles, but arrows and things that flow directly at enemies. And that can be insane, especially if you're rocking a squishy build. You can literally one-shot yourself. But there's a way to play around them. I find playing around them fun, to me, because it forces me to interact with more of the game's skills, and this game has loads of skill. It has a lot of depth and complexity. Sometimes the game can be a bit samey once you discover your build. I mean, you can use the same thing, like, especially with archers and some rogues. If you prefer that, keep it off. In a sense, it does teach you to play with a lot of systems of the game, so it's good in that regard, but many people already find this game quite harder than BG3. It is harder. You can also cheese it just the same. Now, there are always ways to play around it. This game gives you options. You'll never be left optionless in this game, if you at least explore part of the mechanics. But yeah, you'd have to play a lot more hardcore, else this is gonna be frustrations. Choose wisely. Crafter's Kit. This gives a few recipes. I have crafting overhaul mode, so it's already way above this. Divine Talents. This gives some extra talents. I even forgot to look at them. I never used them on my first run. I find the base game talent stronger for my build, but there are some talents like switching between weapons, cost no AP. Enhanced Spirit Vision, very much quality of life, otherwise you're gonna have to enable a certain skill to see enemy source, or any source really, constantly. And the only thing that changes is that you just have to constantly click this to see who has source or not. Like this, you click it once and it stays, and you'll always sense who has source and who doesn't. Joy Magic Mirror. The Magic Mirror is where you reset or change your character's appearance if you want. Resets here are free in this game. Many people would make whole strategies around the resets even. Basically, you get this a bit later into the game. This makes it so that you get it earlier. I personally prefer this. I find it a quality of life, especially for new players. Like, you're not gonna be knowing exactly what to do. Heck, I'm on my second playthrough a year and a half later. There are still many things I need to remember and many things I still don't know. And this game is punishing if you screw up your builds, if you put stats in the wrong place. What else? Improved organization. Do not enable this shit. This shit is awful. It would wish to be what my crafting overhaul mod does. See these bags? I use them with the crafting overhaul mod. I can store my items in them. Now, this thing, intention was to provide bags for every item category, so you store them in there, so your inventory is not a mess. The issue is a bit of spaghetti code. Basically, once you put the items in those bags, and if you want to craft something or sell something, the game detects as you not having those items in inventory. So you basically have to pull them out of the bags, and you're gonna have to search through the bags to see where the items are, which is gonna be a whole nother headache on top of the headache that inventory management already is. If you've enabled this, take your items out of those bags while there's still just a few of them, and take those bags and toss them into the sea. Actually, do it better. Don't toss them into the sea. Burn them. Throw fire at them. Do something like that. Because those bags are cursed. That power. What is this? Enhances the summoning class with infusion spells immensely. Oh yeah, you have a very interesting summon system here. Basically, since surfaces and elemental effects matter a lot more in this game than in BG3, you can summon a creature called Incarnate. It's part of the summoning class. and you summon it in water, in lightning, in blood, in oil, or in fire, stuff like that, and it will influence what type of incarnate you're gonna get. And you have these things called infusions. They're part of the summoning school, like this one, Farsight Infusion. Normally you can only use this on the incarnate one, but if you have this, you can use these on any summons. If you're gonna play a summoner, that talent is an absolute must-have in my opinion, else it makes the class a bit inconvenient. This thing is an absolute quality of life. I was talking a bit about it before. The game's items basically, even a single level changes stats big time. The scaling in this game is crazy. Level 6 between level 3, you see the insane difference in armor. And it's gonna keep rising. You're gonna have numbers in the hundreds here. So you might like the blue stats of an item, which are random, and you could be attached to some items, especially if there's some unique items like this. Some people might prefer constantly changing gear. I personally want to find the sweet spot. I sometimes want to keep the gear I have, the unique gear I have, at least a couple of more levels. Eventually these stats, you're gonna dish them. Those blue stats will be small compared to other things. But come on, I don't want to keep it just 1-2 level. So what Sourcerous Sundries does, you're gonna run into these NPCs, these sisters, introduced in a very lore-friendly way, where you can upgrade gear to the player's level. It costs, of course, and it ends up costing a lot. So it's a choice. The alternative is you're gonna have to be checking shops frequently to replace your gear, maybe even 1 level higher, or at least 2 levels higher. Endless Runner. Obviously quality of life, it gives this ability, the Fleet of Foot. You can enable it anytime, or disable it. They only walk like this outside of combat, doesn't give you any boost in combat. And if you don't like it, just deactivate it. Now, all these mods, all these gift bags, just like any mods, are gonna disable your achievements, so it's a problem. But there are ways to re-enable it, so I'm gonna walk you guys through it to show you how I did it. You have this. I'm gonna leave my link in the YouTube description section. You just basically followed all these instructions to the letter. I literally did this. I'm no expert at this. I just followed the instruction and it worked. They might seem a bit intimidating. One thing I should mention is that they give you 2 options on how to do this here. This is for PC, obviously. Yeah, I didn't do this one. You can. I think I went here. I grabbed this, the latest release. Basically this one, grab it, install it. I already have it installed. It will probably be as a zip file. Extract it wherever you remember it. Run anyway. If you get this, you're probably gonna get it. Don't worry, it's not a virus. I haven't installed too. This is gonna be the trickiest path. These 2 should automatically be filled. If not, you have to fill them in yourself, basically where your game is installed. You know, mine will be on C, Steam Library, Steam Max Common, Divinity you're releasing 2, DEFED data. If they're not filled, you'll have to fill them out yourself. This one, I had to fill it myself, this 3rd one. Your content number will probably be different. It needn't be like this. So fill this one up just the same with whatever you have. You just follow the Steam Library, Steam Apps, Workshop content and fill it with whatever number you have here. And then that's the hard part. You just install this and it should be on. How can you tell? You'll just have to see basically script extender. You're gonna see the script extender. You already see it right here in the bottom. You just continue it. And you can see the script extender is loading. That means it's installed. I can confirm the mods work because on my first run I have no achievements because I basically played with the gift bags and I had some mods there too. But you can see them right here. The Great Escape, Leap for Joy, remove your source color, cat out of the bag, and so on. Once again, just follow the instructions and that's it. So yeah, you're welcome, boss. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I hope this video comes handy to anyone that's trying this absolute awesome game. A game that walked so BG3 could run, and BG3 will run so Divinity could fly, hopefully. In my opinion, this game can stand on its own. It even has some mechanics I prefer to BG3. BG3 is obviously the higher budget game. It has the fancy motion capture cutscenes. And I know Divinity games, at least until the next one comes out, will probably never make it as mainstream as BG3. But nevertheless, for those who are interested in them, I absolutely recommend it. You'll love it. The mechanics are great, the story is great, the characters are great, and I also recommend playing Origin character if you want. They're so well done. I'm loving the heck out of my Red Prince Origin playthroughs now. Do honor Lone Wolf, and yeah, if you'd like to drop me a like, maybe a sub and a follow on Twitch, and join my streams. I largely focus on RPGs, whether turn-based or action. I'm streaming this and Cyberpunk 2077, and yeah, that's all from me. Peace out.
You're stronger than you know.